So I see people in the comments. You knew that we had to ask about it. So today, we found out that the Ravens and the Steelers are not going to be playing on Thursday. This obviously drums up a bunch of anger on 49ers Twitter today right away. As soon as I found that out, I was like, "Oop, here it goes!" And literally, boom, 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 it was right there. So, talk to me a little bit about it. What you think. And then we'll go around and we'll give our takes.
I think it's Nick Mullins' fault. I think if Jimmy Garoppolo were healthy and the NFL could market that dude's face, they would postpone the game. But they look at the Niners and they're like, we could postpone it, but Jimmy ain't coming back. It's still Mullins. You're still going to lose. Screw you. Go lose. We don't care. I think that's basically their attitude. And it's the same attitude they had in the last game against the Saints. I mean, all you had to do was breathe on Drew Brees, and it was a 15-yard penalty because he's not a football player. He's not a quarterback. He is an investment the league has. He makes the league money. They market him. Nick Mullins, who are you? You don't even have a name. You don't even have a face. If you get hurt, see you later. It's like a different set of rules for Nick. It's a different set of rules for the 49ers. Maybe that's why they kind of like having Jimmy Garoppolo, because they're like in this upper echelon tier of teams that have a quarterback that the NFL actually cares about and wants to protect, as opposed to poor Nick Mullins. He got blasted in that game.
They tried to market him before that Philly game. Remember? So remember when they were showing the top quarterbacks right there, they had Nick Mullins and not Carson Wentz before that. So they tried that and they saw what happened and they were like, all right, we're not doing
right, we're out. And I believe that's what happened against the Packers too. They're like, opponent for what? It's still Nick. Yeah. It sucks. Nick some respect.
My thing is just like there needs to be consistency. That's like the biggest thing. That like Major League Baseball got a lot of flack for how poorly their season went, but at least they were consistent. Like if there's a positive test, game's postponed. Like we don't care. We'll find out if it's a false negative or false positive. Excuse me. I just want to consider, like the Raiders had to practice all week last week without their starting defense against the best team in the NFL, or one of the best teams in the NFL. And that game was fine. The Raiders also, I guess the common thread here is the Raiders. They had a game earlier in the season where it actually got moved up a couple hours because they wanted to protect that Sunday night game. Yeah, I'm like, it really just depends on who the teams are, the marketing aspect of it. Like they're not going to have, because if the Ravens were to play tomorrow with all their positive tests and the Steelers move to 11-0, you get that entire week of, well, the Ravens could have beat them if they were healthy. So I think the NFL is trying to avoid that. And it's insane to me that they're announcing this 24 hours or more than 24 hours before the game's supposed to kick off. They would have never done that for the Niners-Packers game.
Period. It's just disgusting, Andrew. And it's like they're playing favorites. Like, well, this game matters. The Ravens still are in it. The Niners aren't. They wrote the Niners off 3 weeks ago. That's not right. I mean, really, it's the most ridiculous season of all time, and the NFL is meddling in it and playing favorites. It's disgusting.
Well, the NFL's plan before the season started, I mean, back in April when all this started, or March, whatever you want to say, was, it'll be gone by August. We don't need to make a plan to combat this. And then it was still here in August, and the NFL's like, well,
said they were going to get rid of it. I mean,
we were going to be fine.
From the United States, this is just flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I love that word too. But I mean, the thing is this, right? I think that the NFL really, if there was no other games this week, tomorrow, if there was no 2 other games, they probably don't call this game. They probably force whoever to go out there. Like Harbaugh, strap it up. You're playing special teams this game. Like, like get in there, but because they have at least 2 games, they get a slice of ratings. It's still going to be a nationally televised game on Monday. I think that has a little bit to do with it. Look, do I agree that the way that things shook out with the 49ers? Come on, the fan in me is going to sit there and say, I didn't really like it because you wanted those guys to get on the field. But correct me if I'm wrong. Did Kendrick Bourne test positive again, even if they would have moved that game? Like he wouldn't even been able to play in that game regardless.
He did. That's true.
Right. So, I mean, it sucks. I knew that was going to happen right away. But I mean, and then let's be even a little bit more frank. Would having those guys have really possibly changed that result?
No.
I don't know. That one is the one that I have a little bit of tougher.
They still would have had Jerick McKinnon as their starting running back.
Right. That's what I mean. So it's like, Ayuk would have been there, and all that stuff. And it's like, they probably still would have lost that game. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I get being upset. People were going crazy today, like to, tagging the commission. It's like, it's there's other things at play. The 49ers get, a little bit ripped. Yep. But it's how it goes this year, right? This is right on par with the things that are going on this year for me.
True. It's just interesting to me. Like the Niners are I grew up with the Niners being a marquee franchise in the NFL. Yeah. It was the Niners, the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Packers. Those 4 teams. It's basically those 4 teams. And now it's like the NFL's like, you got who? Like Cleveland.
I agree with you.
They treat the Niners like Cleveland West.
I agree with you though. I agree with you on that, though. Like, if Jimmy and all of them were ready to go, and this was like a clash of like, going for the number 1 seed, I think the league finds a way probably around it. I agree with that part. I do. They probably would have, So I mean, it's hard because the logistics of, the Steelers really have to be upset, right? Their bye week, their mini bye week during it's all like messed up. They're the ones getting. Obviously you're going to go out there and play the games no matter what, but they've got to be feeling it probably more than, they're 11-0. So I guess that's a softening blow or whatever, or 10-0, right? So, but yeah,
I guess they still could postpone this game. I just don't think they will.
It is what it is, basically, is what I'll say about it. I think that's kind of just, where we're at with it.